So the way to think about motivation, right, is that it has become this catch-all phase. Oh, I'm not motivated enough, right? So I'm too lazy. Oh, I can't do it because I don't have the motivation. Oh, I don't have the self-discipline. So all these words are being used interchangeably, and motivation has become this word that you use just as and when you feel like. But the point is that there is a reason why motivation exists. Motivation exists only for this one reason, which is to start a fire brewing, right? It is just a spark. That means you saw something that somebody has, and now you're saying, wow, I wish I could do that. I wish I could have that, you know? And because of that, it's like a trigger. But however, you can't, only survive on a trigger. There has to be something else that happens. Like in the book, I give the example of cooking, right? Now you think of motivation as a matchstick. You strike a matchstick and it burns bright, right? That is why we like the word motivation, because it, makes us feel like that. However, what happens is that the matchstick bujaus very quickly. It gets extinguished very fast. You cannot cook Maggie noodles on a matchstick. What you have to do is you have to use that matchstick to light a stove. You have to use that matchstick to light a candle. You have to use that matchstick to light something else, right? And that is the role of motivation. Most of us hold that matchstick wondering why it's over. And which is why motivational speakers, I keep saying, are the best business in the world, because you have to keep remotivating and remotivating and remotivating everybody. How many times do we have to try remotivating ourselves, right? We have our vision boards and all of that just to try and motivate us. But instead of motivation, if we can understand why we really want this, if we can understand what is the deep thing that this is solving for us, then we don't need to rely on motivation anymore. We can rely on something far more powerful called intention. And intention is that if I do this, I know what a dramatic change this will make in my life or in the life of a loved one, right? It has to become something very, very personal to you. Okay. And if you don't have that personal connect with what change you want to make, the change is not going to take place, right? It will happen maybe for a few days, but then it will fizzle out. And whenever we think about habits, we have to always think long term. You have to think lifetime, right? Um, the reason why we focus on habits, and let me quickly define habits also for people, is the habit is nothing but your actions and your thoughts that you do at a repeated frequency. Actions and thoughts. And we often mistake these two, right? We know actions, brushing my teeth, right? Going to the gym, tying my shoelaces. We all know all of those as habits, but we don't realize that our thoughts are also habits. Waking up in the morning and saying life sucks is a thought. Waking up and saying that, oh, I'm not motivated today, oh, I'm a lazy person, all of these are thoughts. And the more you repeat them, they become habitual. And that is what is going to be your life. If you keep saying life sucks, what is your life going to be like? Sucks, right? So the same way is how you start thinking about it. And you might be thinking about listening to this right now and saying, shit, I do say life sucks all the time. Same shit, new day. Those kinds of phrases we use all the time. If at this moment you realize saying that, no, but I want my life to be different and I can visualize a different life because of it, that itself can be the start of creating an intention for yourself. And that itself is the starting point for making a change in the way that you start thinking. So motivation, very, very fleeting. Habits, lifelong.